A great way to celebrate the fall, perhaps spending the weekend in the great outdoors. The Great Outdoor Weekend is coming up September 25th and 26th, and it is absolutely free. Joining us now with details is Clermont County Parks Chief Naturalist Keith Robinson. Keith, what's the idea behind this event?
Well, it was an event that started maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and it's a collaborative of environmental education organization, conservation groups, and also some of the local park districts that get together that weekend and sort of cross-promote each other's programs. Just the idea is to get people outside and do something educational, but also fun.
Locally, who's taking part?
The park district is participating again. We're also teaming up with the Clermont Soil and Water Conservation District and also the Clermont Office of Environmental Quality. So the three of us together are coming together and hopefully putting together a couple of programs that are going to be fun and also educational.
These usually get some pretty big turnouts too, don't they?
It can. You know, if we get good weather and nice, cool late September weather, hopefully we'll get a lot of people out and get good use of our parks.
And the two things that we're going to talk about today are?
Well, we're going to be doing two programs on that Saturday the 25th. We're going to have a canoe adventure along the East Fork of the Little Miami River. It'll terminate at Sycamore Park. And then if anyone is canoeing and then wants to get out in the park, we're also going to do a stream splash. So we'll do some macroinvertebrate sampling in the park, which is basically looking for aquatic bugs and insects and other critters.
And right now we're going to give you a sneak peek. As part of the Great Outdoor Weekend, you'll have the opportunity to do what's called a little kick seining. And joining us today to explain and give us a little bit of a demonstration of that is Hannah Lubers with the Office of Environmental Quality. What exactly is kick seining?
Well, what you'll do is we'll get in the water and we'll put a net out. You kind of want to get to where the water's flowing, and you'll do a little kicking upstream of the net. And what?
Kicking,
just kicking, kind of doing a little shuffle, moving your feet around. And what you're trying to do is disturb the rocks that are on the stream bottom, because that's where a lot of the aquatic bugs live. So once we kind of disturb the rocks, then they'll float into the net. Then we can take a look at what bugs are living in the river.
Why is that important to find out what bugs are living in the river? Because I know that there's a lot of things called heterodendy traps that you put out to monitor that kind of a thing.
Well, that's very important, because instead of taking like a water sample that only gives us kind of a snapshot in time of what the water quality is, when you look at bugs and fish that live in a river, they're going to be there for a few months, for a few years. They're going to tell you what the health of the river is like over the long term. So
what have we been finding locally in say, the recent past few months or even this summer, Hannah?
Well, the East Fork River is actually an exceptional warm water habitat, and that means that exceptional communities of fish and bugs can live in the river. So there's pretty good water quality out here, and we want to keep it that way.
When you turn up for the Great Outdoor Weekend, will you have these nets supplied to people?
Yes, we will, and we'll have instructions. We'll go out there with you, and we'll take a look at our catch and see what the health of the river is.
Is this an entire family activity?
Definitely. Little kids can get in, and I was down at the park the other day and kids are out doing this on their own. So we'll have some people there that know how to identify bugs and teach some of the kids what the different bugs are.
Speaking of which, we're going to take a quick look at what we just pulled out from this little kick seining adventure. Hannah, why do we pull a rock out of the water?
Well, like I mentioned, rocks are where a lot of the aquatic bugs live. So if you look here, what you'll see is a caddisfly case, and these are little larval stages of bugs that build little cases out of the rocks they find in the river. And these types of, these caddisflies, they're indicative of good water quality. They can only live in clean water.
Oh, great. Good news for us. Talk to us a little bit about some of the little critters we see in here.
Okay, this guy here, you gotta kind of keep away from him. He's a helgramite, and if you can see there, he's got little pinchers on him.
Ooh.
And they can get to be up to about that big.
Yikes.
So if you find one of those guys, steer clear. But they also live in clean water. If you look here, this is a damselfly larva. It's the aquatic stage of a damselfly that you'll often see flying around. This here is dragonfly larva, and those guys can kind of live in clean or dirty water. They're kind of in between. Now if you get like aquatic worms or leeches, those types of insects can live, or macroinvertebrates can live in any type of water, including dirty water.
I think that's a key message there for us with this little helgamite and those little pinchers there, thinking better wear some water shoes or tennis shoes if you come out to do this.
Definitely. If you're going to come out and get in the water and kick around, you want to wear some closed-toed shoes, some old sneakers that you don't mind getting dirty and wet, and you want to keep yourself safe. You don't want to get cut on anything.
Show us also the King Kong find of the day. That looks huge to me. Ooh. What is it?
It's a big crayfish.
Wonder how old this puppy is. Yike.
He's pinching himself. Yeah, he's a pretty big guy, and you can see one of his claws has kind of been torn off and is now growing back. This one's a little smaller.
So you too can see all these great little critters in the water to find out about how great our water quality is locally.
That's true, at the Stream Splash, September 25th.
Another fun part of the Great Outdoor Weekend, an opportunity to go canoeing. Paul Behringer joins us now with the Clermont Soil and Water Conservation District. Is this an opportunity for young and old alike?
Certainly is, Kathy. We're hopeful that all people will come out with their families, ages 4 and up, and learn about the basics of safe canoeing and enjoy the beautiful East Fork River here in Batavia.
I would imagine this is a great way to see nature.
Oh, it is. We expect people will see a lot of wildlife along the way, probably osprey or great blue heron, maybe even a beaver. And if you're lucky, you might even have a fish jump in your boat.
If we're lucky, hopefully it's not going to be too big of a fish. What about dangerous waters? Any rapids out there?
There will be just a little bit of riffle, but no dangerous rapids, and there'll be lots of people here to help. No matter what your skill level is, we'll be able to help you that day and teach you about safe canoeing.
Somebody's never been canoeing before. This would be a great opportunity to try it, right?
Oh, it's a great starter point for people who haven't been canoeing, or for those that maybe have only been in a canoe once or twice.
Now this event is absolutely free, but you do need reservations.
That's right. We want people to call by the 16th to reserve a spot so we know how many canoes they have available. And the event again is on the 25th, Saturday the 25th. So we hope to see you all out here and to enjoy the beautiful East Fork River.
All right. See you there. Let's go, Paul. Canoeing and looking for bugs in the water. Can't think of a better time to spend in September, especially a lovely day like this.
Exactly. Hopefully we'll get some nice cool weather and get lots of people out getting wet in the water, splashing around, and also enjoying a nice canoe trip down the beautiful East Fork.
Do we have to register for these?
On the canoe adventure, you do have to register. We're kind of limited by the number of canoes that we have. So you can call the Soil and Water District's office. They're handling the reservations, and I believe that number is 732-7075.
All right, September 25th and the 26th, the Great Outdoor Weekend. Be there.
Yes.
This is Clermont County Today.